There are many truly terrifying legends that originate from Native American folklore. One that stands out for many is the Wendigo, maybe because deep down it reflects our very own human nature. But there are legends out there that we know next to nothing about because they are deemed so horrid, so evil, that even talking about them or mentioning them in passing is a bad omen. Today's video will be on the Nadlushi, the Navajo Skinwalker. Now, skinwalkers are a topic I've wanted to cover for a while, but the taboo around the subject does mean there isn't a wealth of information out there. So I guess we start with the obvious. What exactly is a skinwalker? At first glance, skinwalkers are essentially shapeshifters, but shapeshifter in itself is a very loose term. You can transform into an animal, an object, or another human. It literally just means you can alter your shape or form. The transformation of skinwalkers for the most part is limited to just animals. The biggest hint we get is from its native name, Nadlushi. In the Navajo language, this roughly translates to mean he or she who goes on all fours, but that doesn't necessarily limit the transformation to four-legged animals. The Navajo saw skinwalkers as powerful witches or corrupt medicine men who had obtained the highest level of priesthood, but instead they choose to use these supernatural abilities to inflict harm and suffering on others. The fear of repercussion coupled with a distrust of outsiders are two fairly compelling reasons why skinwalkers aren't openly talked about. There is also the belief that skinwalkers only share their practices with their own kind, which only adds to the mystery surrounding them. This also means it's unlikely that the Navajo know who among them is actually a skinwalker, as they transform under the cover of night. What type of animal they transform into does seem to vary, the most common being a coyote, which is often seen as a trickster. They can also take the form of other animals such as foxes, wolves, owls, eagles, and crows. The form they take depends on what they require, as each animal has a different set of unique abilities. If they planned on attacking someone, then a wolf would be a good choice, whereas transforming into some kind of bird offers the ability of flight, and even something like a crow being an omen of death could act as a warning or a threat. The skinwalker wears the skin of the animal they transform into, hence the name. But wearing the skin of most animals was seen as taboo by many tribes, and the Navajo only wore sheepskin and buckskin when it came to ceremonial purposes. So unless the skinwalkers only wore these skins during the night, it kinda defeats the whole you never know who the skinwalker among you is, because it's obviously the person wearing the animal skin. What it actually takes to become a skinwalker, no one really knows for sure. But as witches and medicine men, it's believed that a ritual must be performed, and given their nature, it's likely to have been the dark and nefarious kind. There is also the belief that to become a skinwalker, you must first take the life of someone close to you, a friend or family member. So if some do in fact deem it worthy of taking the life of another, then surely what you receive in return must be impressive. Well, along with being able to turn into animals, skinwalkers can mimic the sound or voice of any animal or human. With the transformation comes enhanced stamina, strength, and speed. Catching a skinwalker in animal form is thought to be nigh on impossible. Some skinwalkers were even capable of reading the human mind, and if one was to stare into the eyes of a skinwalker for long enough, they can enter your mind and take control of your body. There isn't much said about how one kills a skinwalker, but similar to stories of werewolves, some believe that saying a skinwalker's full name out loud will result in them having to atone for their crimes and even dying in some cases. It's difficult to say for sure what a skinwalker's motives are. They may be seen as evil, but they are still human, and like some humans, they are driven by their own selfish and malicious nature. As you may expect, over the years there have been hundreds of stories of people claiming to have seen or encountered skinwalkers, but none of these have been proven. If a video detailing some of these accounts and stories is something you'd like to see, then let me know in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to leave a thumbs up, as it really does go a long way. As always, I've been your host, Mythology and Fiction Explained.